And so how can we as Christians use social media in our advantage rather than a hindrance?
So in my opinion, I think that we can use it to our advantage by leading by example. This means being appropriate in the things that we post, being appropriate in the things, not just physically, but in our words and the way that we speak about other people, the way that we post about other people. In high school, I don't know if this is still a thing, but I had a spam account, which a lot of people had, and so it would be like a private account that only certain friends follow, and basically you use it to talk bad about other people. And so that was a huge thing that was super popular when I was in high school. And I ended up deleting it because I felt super guilty about it because I was just, talking bad about people to my close friends, but it was on a safe area because it was private. So I think in those ways, when we are looking at the big picture of things, that can be in our hindrance because you can post anything on social media and it's really not, they're not that good at filtering it. So you could post something and so many people could see it and it could really lead you down a negative path in your own character and just in the people that are around you. But to our advantage, kind of like what Addie said, it depends on what we post. It depends on what we're looking at. You can use it for good in the way of looking at scripture, looking at positive things in the news that might be going well, seeing how other people are reaching to their friends, or you can see different churches posts. So in those ways, good things. But I think it all goes back to us as Christians leading by example, and if we're going to call ourselves Christians, then that includes the way that we post on social media. We can't, say that we follow the Lord and have people following us and then repost tons of inappropriate memes or, videos of people doing things they shouldn't. So, yeah.
Yeah, modest is hottest. Have you ever heard that? But as the oldest person on the stage, I want to clarify, I never did have a spam account. I am for real. I am be real. That's what it is. But, sorry. But it's so true. I think when we were interns, the first rule is modest is hottest. And there are so many things that we can post and that we can say, and I don't think modest is just the way what we wear. I think modest is a way that we can talk modest, we can act modest, we can be a modest human, and we can act this way on social media as well. And I know, if you see so many things on Instagram, you can see a total different person on Facebook. And so many parents don't have Instagram. And you can post whatever you want on Instagram, but when you go on Facebook, you see the kind of home side of things.
That's where all the relatives are on Facebook.
What?
All the relatives are on Facebook, so
yeah,
we post more tame things on Facebook.
Exactly, and kind of on Wednesday, we started this home series in youth group, and I kind of talked. So my parents are divorced, and so they got divorced when I was 8. I'm 23 now. You can do the math. And so when my parents got divorced, it kind of became this, whose side did you want to be on? And whether my parents said it or not, that's kind of how it is. And I had a conversation with my mom the other day, and I told her, hey, what do you think about my childhood? And she told me how she kind of viewed my childhood and who parented me and kind of all these things. And so there were two sides of the story. It's kind of mainstream today in divorce culture. It's Disneyland dad and it's rule following mom. And that's kind of how we see it, because dad wants to get all the attention. And dad wants to be this person who never says no and who pays for everything, never grounds you ever, and it's never bad enough to do anything wrong. And mom wants to say, I want you to grow into a normal human being where you have a wife someday and a husband and you can clean your house and you can cook. But that comes with a territory of, I expect you to be better. And kind of this Facebook and Instagram thing. On Instagram, you're never going to get in trouble because your relatives or your grandparents or your parents don't have Instagram. But on Facebook, you have to act like you're with mom. And you have to act like, oh, I'm going to clean the dishes. I'm going to clean my room. And so there's these two sides of the coin. And kind of how we view social media is that same flip. What side are you going to side with? Are you going to side with, there are rules to Christianity, and God asks us to do a few things to get to heaven. He asks us to follow him, pick up our cross daily, and turn from our sin. That's what he asks us to do. But those rules sometimes view as hard. And same with Instagram and Facebook. We have to view these rules and think, am I going to be modest today and follow these rules? Am I going to follow God on Instagram, or am I going to follow culture and be Disneyland dad and follow Disneyland dad and never get in trouble and post whatever I want on Instagram because nobody's going to see it?